welcome to Starters. This week we have Saundarya Sriram, who gives a new twist to Bharatnatyam. And for those of you who follow her on Instagram, I'm sure you would know what I'm really talking about. And this is Starters on New Sense with Saundarya Sriram. Thank you so much for joining us, Saundarya. And true to your name, you are indeed beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Right. So how did you really, get initiated into dance, and when did you really make the transition of bringing Bharatnatyam with a new twist on Instagram?
I was actually introduced to Bharatanatyam at the age of 8 or 9. I wouldn't say that's too early because most kids these days, I feel old saying kids these days, but most kids, their parents put them into dance like quite younger, maybe like 5, 6. But the reason I didn't join that early was because I was in another country. I was in the US. But my mother did identify that I was into dancing and I liked movement, especially because I was really into ballet and I liked gymnastics. And I showed interest towards things that involve movement. So when we came to India, I joined dance class. I didn't actually intend to give Bharatanatyam a twist or anything like that. I was just expressing a little of what I feel about dance on social media, because I think I've always been the sort of quiet child in dance class. I was never very talkative. I was not the kind of person who would walk around making jokes or anything like that. But I've always noticed things about dance and dance class and the whole dance industry that was, remarkable to me in a way that you don't find those things in other fields. So I thought, maybe social media is my thing. I was not very social in real life.
How do your friends react to this? I mean, do they see like two sides of the same coin, the one on social media and the one in person?
Yes. They definitely do. The friends who are like much closer to me, I sort of express myself a lot to them. So they don't really see that, two different Saundaryas and anything. But most people, yes. Because they don't really, they don't see that funny or that like quirky side of me normally. I'm actually a very nerdy person.
Let's dive a little into your past, your personal journey. How has it been, and your relationship with dance?
I think my relationship with dance has really evolved in a way I didn't expect it to. Growing up with dance, I was sort of, I was put under the impression that it's a certain way and you have to stick to a certain style. You need to like do this and then do that and then get into performances and then like perform every season. And there's like this set pattern to how artists move around in the dance field. So I was always sort of fixed on that. And I think now I've sort of, actually, I wouldn't say it's just my mindset that's changed. I think the situation around us, like with COVID and everything, I think we have, sort of, we're like driven into thinking a certain way. So I think for me, it's been a positive, and it's helped me, look at dance in a way that I can put it in a way that inspires people and in a way that people can relate more to dance.
You said you are working, so where are you working and how do you balance that professional side of you with your passion for dance?
I don't balance it. But I think it's important to understand that you shouldn't be under the mindset that you have to balance both and you have to be doing both every single day and you have to be doing both all the time equally. My idea of balance is, prioritizing what I do on the basis of what's coming up. Like if I have an important meeting coming up day after tomorrow, I will not be dancing right now. I will be focusing on that. Or if I have a performance, like a dance performance, at the end of this week, I will not be focusing a lot on work. So I think that's my idea of balance. And what I'm doing, I'm actually studying to be a chartered accountant. So this is my articleship period. We have like 3 years of work experience before we actually take our final exams. So I'm a CA intermediate right now, and I'm doing my articleship. So my exams are next year. Let's see how it goes.
Wow, that's really lovely. Um, you're in two different media. One is social media, and the other is, of course, on stage as an artist. Both of them
Yeah.
require a lot of freedom of speech. And that is one thing where, a lot of debate that is raging all through the country. What is your take on whether freedom of speech or expression is being curtailed or not curtailed? Is it opening up and evolving? What's your take?
I think it's important to understand that as artists, we should somehow, put an end to just waiting for people to be acceptant and, waiting for people to acknowledge our, new concepts and new ideologies. Just start, just like start making change, start being a revolutionary. And if you have a concept or an idea in your head that you don't think is going to be accepted, it's okay. It's okay for people to criticize. It's okay for people to walk in and say, what you're doing isn't right. You're not supposed to do this with your art form, because they come from a place that teaches them that. And that's okay. Take the criticism, move forward with it. And I think at the end of the day, if you inspire people, if you're really that good, if you put out your point that well, I don't think the criticism will matter, because everybody is here for a different reason. If I am deeply impacted by religion, if I am so deeply impacted by Shiva or Vishnu or Lakshmi, I should have the right to dance about it.
And I hope that actually really works in society. My final question. You've been born and brought up in Chennai after the initial few years abroad. Is that how I get it? Okay. So the moment you say Chennai, I mean, everybody is like, okay, they only relate it to dance, music, and the festival and all of these traditional forms. What does Chennai mean to you as compared to other cities with respect to their dance and art forms?
I wouldn't go anywhere else. Like, Chennai is my home. I've always been a person who loves Chennai. Like, even when I was abroad, I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoy it here. And I'm a true Madrasi. Like, I wouldn't go anywhere else. I think when it comes to dance, Chennai has a lot of infrastructure and a lot of resources that are suitable for dancers, because dancers who are in other cities, they eventually do come to Chennai for a lot of their performances, for their workshops, etc., etc. But I think there is no end to what you can do in another city, because now everything is social, and you have media to help you grow, to help you spread your experiences and knowledge. So I don't think the city you live in should really affect that now. But in terms of where I would choose to stay, it would be Chennai.
And I hope you actually, do something by residing in Chennai and do something with dance where, everybody kind of follows you much more on Instagram as well as in person. Thank you so much for joining us, Soundarya.